I've lived in the Pine Barrens since 1964. Back in, I guess, the summer of 1966, I was driving in a car with my mother heading down Jackson Mills Road, and something I've never seen before jumped in front of the vehicle, and my mom kind of slurved on the brakes a little bit and then swerved. We went around it, and this was something that I've never seen, maybe 6.5, 7 feet tall. It just kind of had its mouth open, and his arms up in the air, kind of jumping up and down, very dark in color, kind of hairy looking. It actually looked like it had some sort of wings or a very different kind of a look, something I've never seen before. I've drawn, out of recall, a picture of what I've seen. This is what I've drawn, and to my best of my knowledge, this is what I've seen. And I've never seen it before, and I've never seen it since, but it sure was strange.
The Pine Barrens. It's a dark woods with old secrets.
Tonight, Pursuit of the Unknown investigates the legend of the Jersey Devil. We'll explore the myths and realities revolving around strange occurrences and numerous sightings of a mysterious and deadly beast roaming an area of southern New Jersey known as the Pine Barrens. Reports of the supernatural creature date back more than 200 years to the American Revolution. Locals claim the creature still haunts these woods today.
I look back now at the biggest news story of 1909. It was especially big because people really believed it. During a week in January, there were more than 1,000 sightings of the mythical beast called the Jersey Devil. Utter panic over the Jersey Devil actually closed schools and kept people locked in their homes.
By tradition, the Jersey Devil has the body of a kangaroo, head of a collie, face of a horse, bat-like wings, either hooves or claws.
James McCloy has collected enough tales to write 2 books on the subject.
During the 3rd week of January 1909, the Delaware Valley was covered by snow, and its footprints were seen all over. The Delaware Valley was in somewhat of a uproar, and newspapers carried accounts of it all over. Posses were formed in many places. Interestingly, many times the dogs refused to follow. In Camden, New Jersey, the police shot at the Jersey Devil, as they did in Bristol, Pennsylvania. Trolley cars in New Brunswick and Trenton hired armed shotgun riders after the Jersey Devil dive-bombed the train in Haddon Heights. Schools closed down in several cases. Factories closed. Several vaudeville performances were closed because people didn't go out.
There was an article in the Philadelphia newspaper with a reward offer for the Jersey Devil. And I guess there was a lot of activities trying to capture the devil, dead or alive, because I know they had, I think one time it was $10,000, which was a lot of money. A lot of money back in those days.
One interesting story in 1909 is that a man named Norman Jeffries, who was manager of the 9th and Arch Street Museum in Philadelphia, got himself a kangaroo, rented a kangaroo from Buffalo, New York, painted it up, put wings on it, and displayed this in a large cage at his museum. And for 10 cents, you could see the Jersey Devil, a Hall of Curios, and a vaudeville show. Pretty good price. And people were lined up to see this. You would go in, you would see a curtain. The curtain would open. There was the Jersey Devil with some large bones on the floor. And a young man took a large pole, poked the poor animal in the rear end. It jumped up in the air. The people screamed, and that was the end of the show. The curtain closed. The next group were brought in.
Stories say it was born into the Leeds family, but McCloy says the devil's origins are as mixed and varied as its shape and size.
The most common being that Mother Leeds had 12 children. And when she found out she was having the 13th, the unlucky 13th, She cried out in frustration, "I hope it's a devil."
Whether Mrs. Leeds cursed it or not, the family quickly learned it was not a normal baby.
When all of a sudden it rose up in bed, larger than a full-grown man, bat's wings sprouted from its shoulder, and according to one version, it ate Mother Leeds, Mr. Leeds, its 12 siblings, and several midwives, and took off up the chimney.
From then on, Jersey Devil lore and memorabilia have kept the legend alive.
A few years ago, a man in the flea market in Freehold, New Jersey, was selling what he claimed was the cradle that the Jersey Devil was rocked in.
It had a calming effect on the community. When we were children growing up in Galloway Township, our parents used to tell us, you better hadn't go out alone at night, because the devil might get you.
An exhibit at Wheaton Village in Millville, New Jersey is called Tales of the Jersey Devil. And just looking at the volume of material, it's testament to this legend's staying power. Iveta Pergova is director of the Down Jersey Folk Life Center.
For some people, this is really a legend. For some of them, it's part of their lives because they had encounters in the woods. If you go to the Pine Barrens, you can feel the atmosphere there, so you can expect one of these meetings with the creature.
There is one place you can hide, but it might not be your idea of an alternative.
The only place completely safe for the Jersey Devil is to go into an outhouse. It's the only place he won't go. He won't go through the half moon in the outhouse, but he will sit on the top waiting for you to come out.
Scared? Of what?
The devil.
People say that's just a myth.
Depends on who you talk to.